My name is Kalila Arreola. I am Tlingit Intern from Juneau, Alaska. I study political science with minors in American Indian and Indigenous Studies and Sustainability. I kind of just wanted to get out of Alaska. I think that was good for me too because it made me realize like all of the things that I took for granted. I think I've always been a little bit restless and I wanted to go out and explore what was outside of the town that I grew up in, and going across the country seemed like a good way to do that. A lot of my passion stems from the environment and wanting to protect it. I think growing up in Alaska has made me very aware of the natural beauties that surround us, as well as growing up in that community where everything was very geared towards Indigenous people, and being able to grow up in my culture also made me value the environment and the land that we live on. So a lot of the work that I'm very passionate about is at the intersection of conservation and Indigenous rights. I'm very passionate about law and policy and finding space to integrate tribal knowledge into conservation, especially since those are the lands that our people traditionally would have lived on. The transition was really hard, actually. I think, again, like I said, I took a lot of things for granted, and coming here made me realize how special it was to grow up in Juneau. Again, I got to grow up very surrounded by my culture. That was something that was very normal to me. And when I was applying to colleges, I genuinely believed that I would be fine no matter where I ended up. And I do still think that's true. But I think coming here made me realize how valuable my community was to me. And I spent my first year feeling very lost and very, confused about what I was doing and why I was here. I hadn't found CIC, I hadn't really been involved with the AIC or anything like that, and so it was really a massive culture shock to again go from being surrounded by my community and my culture in a place that felt like it was meant for me to somewhere that felt like I wasn't supposed to be here at all. But I did eventually find the CIC, the Carolina Indian Circle, and the American Indian Center, and I found my home away from home, a group of people who are experiencing the same thing as me, being in a place that again just wasn't designed to hold us, and that has been incredibly helpful and more valuable than I can say. I found the Carolina Indian Circle first. I had heard about the AIC, but I didn't think that it was really a place for students yet. So the Carolina Indian Circle was where I had first started going, and I would attend GBMs, and I wasn't a super integrated member. I would kind of just go, I would sit at the GBMs, but even that alone, just being around, again, just people who were like me and who are going through the same thing as me was so nice. I am working as an intern with the American Indian Cultural Garden, and that is kind of how I started becoming more involved with the AIC and the work that AIC does. Prior to that, through CIC, there had been some collaborations with the American Indian Center through LDoc and FDoc brunches and that sort of thing, but other than that, I hadn't really spent a lot of time over here. But I think working with the garden and putting together that space and spending more time here has also been valuable in knowing that I have more resources than I thought were available. I think I felt like I was stuck in a box where the only space that I could take up was the space that was already made, which of course can become very confining and make you feel very small. So I think learning how to use your voice, use your power to create spaces for yourself and do the things that you want to do and be the change that you want to see was very important. And I think it really does make all the difference, because then I think also you're able to not only help yourself, but you're able to help others. You're able to do the work that other people might not be able to, and also help those who will come after you.